Hello my viewers and welcome back to my channel. Now today we're taking a look into a critical discussion that's sparking conversations across cities. Now recently there's been a lot of talk about how Venezuelan migrants are adapting to their new environments in the US. Specifically, there's growing concern about the differences in how these communities are integrating in places like Colorado and Denver versus Chicago. Now in this video, we'll explore the warnings coming from Chicagoans who are making it clear that they won't tolerate the same behaviors seen in Colorado and elsewhere. So join me as we break down the situation and hear from locals who emphasize that while every city has its unique dynamics, Chicago's approach to community integration is firm and uncompromising. So stay tuned for an insightful look into this important issue as they warn Venezuelans. Take a look at these videos. I will be right back.
Once again, I'm on the other corner of 61st and King Drive. This is the building alleged that they taking over. It ain't nothing but black people in these buildings. Ain't nobody taking over shit. We don't play that in Chicago. Once again, stop with bias. I keep telling y'all, it may happen in Denver. It ain't happening in Chicago. Okay? At all. It's business as usual. We don't play that shit. Ain't nobody finna come and take nothing. Nobody taking over nothing in Chicago. So before this shit get out of hand, once again, 6124 South King Drive, I am here. There's no one taking over nothing over here. As you can see, it's black people in the building. It's all peace over here. We don't play that shit. Try again.
To all Venezuelans in Chicago, this is the warning. If you ain't on no bullshit, stay neutral. Somebody please translate. Stay neutral. If you know somebody that's in your building on bullshit, don't let them run in that building, and don't let nobody see them run in that building. Because once word get out that that's the building that they in, they gonna chop down. Whatever building, the abandoned building y'all occupying and all that shit. Yeah, you better get your food and just stay in the house. Because they come out doing some bullshit. Y'all gonna regret that. You're gonna really regret that. So, I don't speak Spanish. So somebody need to translate. I hope they got TikTok that translate, I guess. They can kind of make me seem like I'm speaking Spanish. But anyway, take this like a grain of salt if you like. But this ain't Colorado. This ain't Utah. This ain't none of them places. This is just like where you from. The only difference is y'all use a lot of handgun, old revolvers, and machetes and shit. We got switches. We got switches. If you're not familiar with what a switch is, we will show you. We don't really be with all the telling and shit. But we will definitely show you what a switch is. So, again, somebody translate. Yeah. Make this known. This ain't like Colorado. I'm just saying.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I am right now leaving my house for lunch with my beautiful wife and beautiful daughter. And I now hear that there are Venezuelans in Chicago, Illinois. Now, I know the whole Aurora, Colorado thing. I've heard mixed things about it, like if it's actually happening or not, because supposedly that particular apartment complex, it's supposedly taken over by Venezuelans and what have you, is a pretty bad area anyway. But now Chicago, the kind of shithole that state, and well, not the state necessarily, but that city is, apparently they're there now. And I've heard about the Hells Angels and this and that, and it's kind of occurred to me that it's a little bit strange why people would think that Hell's Angels are going from across the country to Aurora, Colorado, when there's plenty of Hell's Angels in Colorado that can handle their own shit. And if they want to protect their communities, they'll do it. Now, I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but I'm very curious to know what people, you know, it's hard, it's very difficult these days to be able to tell what's true and what isn't, whether you get your information on TikTok or any kind of news outlet. There's so many different stories out there, and I am just very, very curious, like Conservative Ant. You know, shout out to him. I love that man. He's now talking about Venezuelan gangs in Chicago. We got to do something about this. If this is actually happening, this is only the beginning, and we got to figure it out. So, yeah, that's kind of my question and my rant for this afternoon. You guys have a good day. Let me know.
All right, I don't feel like I really need to say this, but I probably do, because all the messages I've been getting and shit lately for the past day. How the fuck did I just go viral? But anyways, moving along. So when it comes to the differences in Venezuelans, all the ones that been sending me messages is the ones that you got a job, you go to work, you living your best American life. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not talking about you. You know what I'm saying? And then another thing too, I never said that I had switches. So like I'm snitching on myself and shit. I never said that I have switches. I said we as a city, we got switches in this. We got choppers, we got switches, we got Drakes, we got all that. I mean, everybody know about Chicago, so that ain't nothing new. That ain't nothing hidden. Then from New Mexico to Oregon, all the way up to Maine, down back to Miami. And Miami busted too, to tell you the truth. But all the way back down now. Motherfuckers know what Chicago about. They know what we got up here. But anyways, moving along. So for all the Venezuelans that's, you doing your thing, you working your job, you coming home, you ain't thugging it in these streets. That message wasn't for you. That message is for that committed crimes in Venezuela and come over here on the same thing. This ain't gonna be no easy ride for you. That's who that's for. That's who that's for. That's not for the every day you clocking in, you waking up 6, 7, 5 in the morning, going to work, coming back home, and then when you gonna hit your brakes right now? It ain't even in front of you. But anyway, that's what I was saying. Yeah, it ain't for you everyday working people. We can see the difference between a person that go to work and a person that's thugging it. And if you don't know what thugging it is, it's kind of self-explanatory. That's for people that really don't know the lingo. You know what I'm talking about? But it's a big difference. It's a big difference in how you move and how you stand and how you act. It's a big difference. We can tell the difference in between the individuals. You know what I'm talking about? So don't get it twisted. I'm not saying every single Venezuelan is over here on some bullshit. I ain't say that. And I never said that I got switches. Never said that. So, again, taking what I'm saying and switching my shit. I say what I say, and I'm pretty good with my words. I don't bite my tongue. I don't, if something on a video, I ain't gonna post it. I'ma do it over. Just because I want my words to be precise in what I say, and I want you to understand what I'm saying. I don't want no flaws in shit that I switch that could be switched. So like I said in the initial video, the original video, if you on bullshit, we gonna get on that bullshit. I'm not saying every single Venezuelan is on bullshit. I don't know how y'all are not, but is on that in Chicago. You come over here tweaking, we gonna tweak your ass out. That's all to it. That's any hood in Chicago. If I take my ass down to Houston and I start acting like I'm in Chicago and I don't nobody but niggas in Chicago and Houston, man, Houston gonna try to tear my shit down. You feel me? So it's the same thing. You come from Venezuela, you come over here thinking you still down there and doing all the same shit. We gonna toe tag your ass. That's how the city is. The city gonna toe. If I go to another hood in Chicago trying to thug it too hard out there, they gonna toe tag me. You know, I don't run the city. We as a collection run the city. This is our shit collectively as a unit. It's a 4 million people unit, but still unit. You feel me? I can't see you shaking your head. You gotta shake your head, something. All right, cool. But you gotta understand somebody else's place and expect to do the same shit. You ain't gonna get the same results. You're gonna get different results. You're gonna get a lot of backlash. You're gonna get a lot of rebels that ain't playing like that. They not finna lay down and let you slide. I just seen the video.
Now, a purported audio of a 911 call has been viral claiming that a Venezuelan gang of 32 people took over an apartment complex in Chicago. The purported call was made by the residents of the apartment. 6124S King Colora says 32 Venezuelans are trespassing in the building. They are showing pew-pews in the courtyard and they have motorcycles in the courtyard as well. All stairwells are filled, the caller said, but according to reports, the officers were unable to apprehend any subjects matching the description. Now, the alleged incident took place after a video of armed men taking over an apartment in Colorado sent shockwaves, with former President Donald Trump commenting on it. Aurora Mayor Mike Kaufman confirmed that 2 apartment buildings in Colorado were taken over by migrants in an organized criminal effort. Now, Colorado police said the apartments have not been taken over, but it is suspected that the gang is active in the area. Colorado Gov dared police to dismiss the news and said it was imagination. But according to police intelligence, this purported invasion is largely a feature of Danielle Jurinsky's imagination, the Gov's officer said. Now, Jurinsky is the Aurora City Council woman. After Colorado, as the news of a similar incident came from Chicago, residents of Chicago took to social media and warned Venezuelan gangs that Chicago is not Colorado. Why are we putting up with Venezuelan illegals taking over apartment complexes? Why is this still an issue? Where is the National Guard? Pro-Trump activist Charlie Kirk posted on X. Elon Musk too shared a post on Chicago that said first they did this in Aurora and now Chicago. Which city will be next? Now, this invasion happened on Kamala's watch. Now, TDA is the largest criminal organization in Venezuela with more than 5,000 members. The transnational criminal organization has managed to spread its terror very quickly throughout South America. Members of the violent gang are believed to be linked to criminal cases in 5 states, including Illinois and Indiana, local law enforcement officials told NBC News in June. Now, authorities confirmed to NBC News they are investigating more than 100 criminal cases connected to suspected members of TDA, and NBC Chicago confirmed at least 2 members have been arrested in Cook County for narcotics and weapons-related charges. Now, in January, intelligence divisions of the Cook County Sheriff's Office confirmed through internal emails obtained by Telemundo Chicago that members of the gang are in Chicago. A spokesperson for Homeland Security Investigations told NBC Chicago in a statement the agency is committed to working with our law enforcement partners to combat emerging threats and trends wherever we encounter them, including those involving transnational criminal organizations. Now, HSI Chicago is aware of recent violent crime arrests involving individuals allegedly associated with the TDA gang and continues to monitor emerging trends and assist partner law enforcement agencies, the statement read. any person with information related to TCO activity can submit an anonymous report by calling the HSI tip line. Now, the viral 911 call in Chicago resembled the recent situation in Colorado, in which video showing people carrying pew-pews at an Aurora apartment complex was widely shared and led to what authorities said was the spread of misinformation. Aurora Mayor Mike Kaufman and Denver Mayor Mike Johnston told NBC affiliate station 9 News in an interview Thursday that the situation was exaggerated. Now, Kaufman told the station that while some residents of apartment buildings in the city are being intimidated by a Venezuelan gang, Aurora police were handling the situation and making arrests, with police calling the gang activity isolated. While TDA's presence in both cities have been confirmed, Kaufman and Johnston said inaccurate reports of the scope of the problem have led to unexpected complications. It's overwhelming our 911 system or our emergency call center, and so it's actually hurting our ability to respond to crime, Kaufman told the station. I would hope people would do that. I think we're in some sort of environment of hysteria right now over this. It's a real issue. It's being dealt with. It's isolated. Still on August 30th, Kaufman reported on Facebook that the Aurora City's attorney's office was preparing documents requesting an emergency court order to declare the apartment buildings where Venezuelan gang activity has been occurring. That same day, a video from the Aurora Police Department showed officers patrolling the edge of Laurie Apartments. Interim Aurora Police Chief Heather Morris said in the video that after speaking with residents, officers who have been out in the area for weeks discovered there's definitely a different picture. I'm not saying that there's not gang members that don't live in this community, but what we're learning out here is that gang members have not taken over this complex. Morris said, nothing that people paying their rent to gang members is not happening. The city of Aurora also published a lengthy message on X hours later saying there has been a lot of misleading information shared about what is happening in our city. Aurora is a safe community. Media have conflated and considerably exaggerated incidents that are isolated to a handful of problem properties alone. Yes, we are concerned that there is a small TDA presence in Aurora, and we have been taking it seriously, the post read. We have responded, we have made arrests, we will continue to make arrests, we will continue to address the problems that the absentee, out-of-state owners of these properties have allowed to fester unchecked. Aurora will aggressively pursue all actions available under city code and criminal statute. Johnston added that TDA's presence in Denver is smaller than many other organized criminal networks that might have been here for decades, though he said he's monitoring closely. We have finally come to the end of the video, but what do my viewers have to say? Share your thoughts, your views, your contributions as well on what you think about the TDA gang and what is happening and what they are doing. Thank you for always watching, and see you in my next video.